Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Crafty Simulations video. In today's video I have literally gone to the other end of the world. Most of my videos take place in the United Kingdom, in Lincolnshire, where the land is flat and it's a piece of terrain I know very well. However, I thought I'd branch out a little bit and I've gone over across the pond to the good old United States of America, and I'm actually at Las Vegas. I'm at a strip. And I'm going to take a little flight in CowanSim's wonderful little helicopter here. So, as the video intro stated, I am currently in Las Vegas. Actually, we're at Henderson Executive. You gotta love the way the Americans name their airports. But yes, we are in Las Vegas. We're at the Strip. And we're going to take CowanSim's HS125, I think they call it. Yes, HS125. It's actually the AS350 B3E variant of this little helicopter. And yeah, I thought I'd take it down for a little flight. We know CowanSim. We've had them on the channel quite a few times with the R66, the R33, I think it is, the smaller one. Yeah, we've had CowanSim before. And yes, they've been absolutely fantastic. Now, I don't believe I've featured this helicopter on the channel before. I have been flying it. It's quite interesting, it's quite fun, and I thought it was a good helicopter to have a look around the Strip. So like I said, we are at Henderson Field. We have got UK 2000's variant of Henderson Executive. And all I know about this place is it's very large, like most things in America. And they've got these things called hills. In fact, if I had to climb that, I'd call it Mount Everest. But yeah, the terrain around here is absolutely biblically huge. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Different scenery from what we normally get. What I do know about Las Vegas is there is a certain small Air Force base, which would be Nellis, which is huge. We will be flying from Nellis actually in a future video. Potentially it'll actually be the next video along. But I'm not going to talk about that too much. I'm going to stay away from Nellis because I don't think they want a civilian pilot of my skill and caliber flying anywhere near their airspace. So yes, I'm going to take a flight in the AS350 here. Now this helicopter, I have actually flown in one of these. I've actually been in one of these. I think I was in Australia. If I remember correctly, I was in Australia and I took a tour. And these helicopters are brilliant for that sort of thing. You can get, you can get 4 people in the back of this thing. And I think we had 3 people in the back of ours. And we had a nice flight around Australia, certain parts of Australia. And like I say, it's a brilliant way of seeing the terrain. And that's what I thought we would be able to do today. So let's get set, shall we? And let's get inside. Let's make sure Trackir is behaving, and it is. We'll turn it off for the moment. So the AS350 here, very simple helicopter. Very advanced from the R66, but it is still quite a simple helicopter to grasp and understand. We'll click those. It's just a little effect that CowanSim put into the sim. It doesn't change the sound. I know there are some helicopters, some aircraft, you put the headphones on and it sims different sounds, but you don't get that. So there is no no sound difference, I should say, when wearing the headphones or not. So, if you know helicopters, these are I would say helicopters are simple. They're not simple. We all know this. Helicopters is a balancing act to get these things to actually behave. But you look at this helicopter, this cockpit is extremely bare, to say the least. You've got all you need, but it is extremely bare for a helicopter. But we do have some multifunction screens up here. We do have some abilities to change certain things, some clip spots that add certain bits and pieces to the aircraft. We can actually change the panel options and make it an entirely digital screen. I don't like this one, I must admit. I don't like it. We can have that's a 650, I do believe, GTN 650. We're not actually going to use this. I'm not going to use it. It's not that I don't like to use it, but yeah, as we all know, I do love a good GTN 750. We're not going to be using that today. We have got GNS 530. Is that one? I think, and the 430 is this one. Again, not going to be using it, but it is there, so we will be working out where exactly we're going. It is quite hot around here, So I will open up the canopy here, or the sides cat flaps, I suppose I'd call them. One of the things I do notice on this helicopter is the sounds. Externally, brilliant. Sounds just like the real thing. Internally, extremely quiet. It's just very, very weird. But anyway, so let's get this thing up and running. So first of all, I'm actually going to need to get my stick, which is always a good idea, because you're not going to fly very far without a control stick. So let's get that all hooked up and ready to go. Right, so that's all honky-dory and it is working. Right, so we check the rotor brake is off. Very simple starting procedure on this aircraft, a helicopter even. Battery can go on. Anti-collision lights can come on. We'll keep the horn off for the time being. Avionics is going to stay off for the time being. Going to let them load up, that's fine. Just making sure they're on the brightest option. And they are. Right, so we're all set. Don't need to play with that, don't need to play with that, we'll have that. That's set on that. Right, so starting this thing is dead simple. It's literally just a case of doing that. So we'll listen outside. The amazing sounds of CowanSim's AS350. Big whirly thing starts spinning. It's more of a song and a dance with helicopters. You see more things. That's why I love propeller-driven aircraft. You can always see something spinning. In helicopters, it's very hard not to see something spinning. Oops. Why did the fuel pump on? That's the reason why it wasn't firing up properly. I've only actually flown this helicopter a couple of 3 times now. Now it sounds better. Right, so that's all up and running. So horn now can come on, avionics can now come on. Back on. We're not going to use this. This is the new autopilot system, I want to call it, for CowanSim's helicopters. They are starting to release them across their range. It does work, I'll grant you that, it does work. I did fly it with the MD500E, a tenacious little helicopter to fly. In fact, I am going to shut these up a little bit and just get the view to actually respond. Thank you. Yeah, the 500E is very interesting to fly, and with the SAS system turned on, it actually works really well. So anyway, we're not going to play around with the altimeter. We're going to keep that as it is. We got that I think, is it Cowan? Yes, there we go. We'll set it for field elevation. So we got a pitot heat warning. We're in the middle of Las Vegas, mate. It's a desert. We don't need that. So let's just run through the top of my mind. I've got everything up and running. No, we're not going to be squawking 7,000 because we're in America. So we're squawking 1,200. That means we're squawking VFR. Right, so we're going to let the sat-navs acquire, I call them sat-navs, but the GNS 530 and 430 acquire. We're not going to be using them. We're not going to be staying in the local area for Las Vegas, which is immense. I'm so excited. This is the first time for a long, long time I've actually been excited to actually start a new video. It's weird. I mean, I love helicopters. I love flight sim as a whole. But I haven't flown much outside of the UK. And I was having a flight today in this and the future next video's aircraft, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing, absolutely loved it. Right, so we've got a rad out. It's going to be set for 200, so that's going to keep beeping away to its highest content when we get down low. Sat navs have all loaded up, that's fine. Right, here comes the fun part. Dear me. Right, so runway's out over there. Right. Helicopters are not the easiest, and there are certainly better helicopters out there. I'm not saying that there are helicopters that are badly programmed as to how they work. CowanSim do a fantastic job, I must admit, absolutely fantastic job of setting their helicopters up. I don't think they do anything really that wrong. This is what I expect a helicopter to handle like. Like I said, the 500E is a tenacious little sod, to say the least. And this is sort of along the lines of what I would expect the 500E to be like. It's a small helicopter, it's light, it's quite a powerful-ish engine. But yeah, it's so different flying in America. Different runway markings. Whoops, don't want to go too high. Different runway markings, like I say. And this is a small airport, sorry. So we'll bring ourselves into land. Oh, we just set everything up. There we go. Right, we're back on the ground. Right, so avionics one line to place. Squawking 1200, that's correct. Right, so let's have a butcher as what Las Vegas looks like. Got a bit of a crosswind, but not too bad. Not today. We've got a 13 knot crosswind according to my little Navmap, which actually corresponds to the windsock. So welcome to America land. It's weird. In FS 2020, I didn't really fly much in America. I did a few videos, I think, maybe a few flights off videos, off camera. But it never really grabbed me because you always had to install the latest city maps and various updates to get the different parts of the world to actually work and look very good. And it suddenly dawned on me, it was a couple of days ago, but it suddenly dawned on me that 2024 as a simulator is run different because it's all done, it's all streamed. So I've added a few airports. Henderson Executive is one of them. We do have a Nellis. We do have a Nellis Air Force Base. Like I say, I'm going to keep it out of the way of them. And it's absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. Like I say, I've done a couple of flights now, and I'm absolutely having a whale of a time. And this is one of those helicopters that just, it sort of works. It's really, really well. I'm having it. It's CowanSim. CowanSim do fantastic jobs with great helicopters. And yes, we are going to head over to that ridiculously oversized, I have no idea what is it. I mean, I'm not in the local area, I'm not that au fait with them. It's a thing. I'm just calling. I'm sorry if there's any Americans watching this video. I do apologize for not knowing too much about your tendencies to make things like this. We are heading directly towards the biggest airport here in Las Vegas. We are flying live weather as well, so this is something else I don't tend to fly much on the videos. I do fly a lot of live weather when I'm not making videos, but no, in videos I don't tend to. It's just one of those things I just tend to get out of the way and not use. Today we are, so we have got, we're flying, at the moment we've got a 16 knot headwind, slightly from right to left, which is buffeting the helicopter a little bit. Turbulence is on maximum, so we will get buffeted around a bit. So we are going to enter the airspace of Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra, the largest airport here, which is McCarran International. Obviously this is the standard scenery that comes with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I haven't changed this one yet. So it is fully functional, just a little bit sparse, I would say. It must be a Sunday, must be closed. And we're approaching that great big yellow thing. That's sort of the same look on my face I have when I manage to land an aircraft properly. I should do tour videos, you know, in helicopters like this. And to your right, we have a rather large airport that's empty, and to your left, we have rather large buildings, which we don't have in the UK, not like that. And to your front, we have a giant yellow thing that's smiling at me. Only in America. Literally only in America. I don't even know. What is it? I've seen it before. You know, I've seen it on TV and things like that, but what exactly is it? Do you go inside it? Is it entertainment? Is it a... I've literally no idea. I'm literally speechless. Normally I have some words to say. I have literally no idea what that is. Yeah. This is something you just don't see in the UK. I mean, yeah, and London obviously has big buildings. I mean, not on the scale of that thing, but they do have big buildings. I fly in Lincolnshire, where it's flat. We don't have things like this. I mean, look at the road structure. The freeway, I suppose, is that a freeway or highway? Is there a definition, difference? Looks like something off Grand Theft Auto. I feel like a police helicopter. Traffic just spawned in there. But yeah, you know, I've said this before. I have said this before on so many videos. I started my flight simulator experience on a flight simulator that came on 12, I think it was, floppy disks. That's what it came in on. And I've worked my way up to or through flight simulators which were just absolutely nothing like this. And we've ended up at a time when we have Flight Simulator 2020, Flight Simulator 2024. We don't know what the future holds. It's going to be a few years before the next simulator comes out. At least I hope there's going to be a good few years. And we look at this, and this is just jaw-dropping to me. Absolutely jaw-dropping. I should really be talking about the CowanSim AS350, but I'm staggered. Absolutely staggered. Why I didn't fly in America before. Golf course? Rather large golf course? So yes, talk about the AS350, or the Airbus HS125 or whatever, I can't remember what it's called. I know it is an AS350. It's CowanSim, it's fantastic, it's brilliant. It comes with, you know, the latest variant has the SAS. I don't mean the Special Air Service, but the SAS control system, which is a life-changing gizmo added to this helicopter and every other helicopter. CowanSim are busy going through all their range of helicopters and adding this SAS system, and it does allow the helicopter flying to be a little bit more relaxing. A lot of people, obviously I would say 70% fly aircraft and only really tinker with helicopters. I do like helicopters in the flight sim, and I do like a helicopter that's done correctly. It's very easy to make a helicopter look like the proper thing, but to actually get it to handle like one is another tricky thing. Because remember, in FS 2004, FS9 I think we'd call it, helicopters, and FSX actually, helicopter movement was not able to be done. The simulator literally could not translate how a helicopter does what it does, because even though it's flying, it is different from an aircraft. You couldn't fly backwards in a helicopter in those sims because it just wouldn't understand what you was doing. No aircraft should be able to go backwards, and here you are in a helicopter. Just confused it. And here we have FS 2020, and we have some brilliant helicopters there. And in 2024, it's just got better. It really has just got better. And with this channel being aimed at the general aviation VFR style of flying, the AS350 here does actually fit in quite well. It is a helicopter you could learn to fly in. And I think actually it's a very good helicopter for that purpose, to actually teach you about rotary aviation. Because it's tricky, it's not an easy helicopter. There are plenty of helicopters that I would class as easier, but it isn't exactly a hard one either. We're getting buffeted by these 15-knot winds that are now behind us, so it is making the helicopter a little bit uncomfortable to fly, but it's not bad. I bet you get some turbulence over those hills. Sorry, mountains. So we got Henderson Executive off the nose. Definitely going to be coming back here for another few more videos, I think. Well, the next video definitely is coming from Las Vegas, and it's a little bit different than this one. I'm going to be reliving my youth. More on that. If you're interested in that, click into the next video. So, Henderson Executive, I don't know what you class it. It's a regional airport, I suppose you class it as. There's some very big business jets. And now comes the part where the pilot needs to concentrate. Red out. Going off, that's fine. I'm concentrating, I'm not talking. Ooh, dear me, that's, yeah, that takes some thinking. Right, so GWT grip, that's fine. Turn that off. Right, so horn is already off, anti-collision lights off. Stops walking into 1200, that's fine. Right, so we shall buy a router brake. Anti-collision lights going off, avion is going off. Battery system is off. So, there you go. The CowanSim AS350, a lovely little helicopter, a little bit of a twitchy fella, but not too bad as helicopters go. Wholly recommend that. A little flight around Las Vegas as well, for something a little bit different to this channel. We don't normally go much further outside of the United Kingdom. I'm really looking forward to doing some more videos actually in this area. So, if you've got any questions about this particular whirlybird, let me know. I will talk about it, and I will answer any questions you have about it if I get the information. If you would like a demonstration of the SAS system, like I say, a lot of CowanSim helicopters are getting updated. I think it's version 3, I think they're calling it. They get the SAS system put into them, and I will, if you're interested, I will try and demonstrate the SAS system. I wasn't flying with it today, but I have flown with it in the MD500E, and it did make a difference. So yes, I will go through that if you so wish, and I will see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.